welcome to Left, Right and Centre. The exit polls are out and they show the BJP winning 2 of the 3 northeastern states, Tripura and Nagaland, to stay with the BJP, the NPP to emerge as the single largest party in Meghalaya. That's what the polls are saying. All eyes have been on these exit polls for these 3 northeastern states, Nagaland, Tripura and Meghalaya, 2 of whom voted today. And let's go across to Ankit. These states really small in size, but they have huge political relevance and huge political stakes. With all of those disclaimers that we want to put out right away about exit polls, what are the polls saying right now? In the poll of polls, what's the verdict?
Well, let me first start by telling our viewers, NDTV is not doing any exit poll. We are only sitting here telling you what other, in fact, news agencies and channels are putting out as their exit poll. And then we'll tell you what is the mean, the poll of poll, the average as far as these polls are concerned. The big picture, 2023, it's kick-starting the entire election season with these 3 election states, Tripura, Nagaland, Meghalaya. Tripura has already voted. Today was the turn of Meghalaya and Nagaland. And the polls, at least today, what they are suggesting at this moment is that, as Sarah told you, the Bharatiya Janata Party seems to be coming back in power as far as Tripura is concerned. A very, very important state and a closely watch fight, because whatever happens in Tripura will have a resonance in Assam and West Bengal as well, and of course the larger picture of 2024. Meanwhile, in Nagaland, it seems that it is going to be a comfortable victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the ruling alliance. The BJP, though, is only fighting the 20 seats, the 40-20 ratio between the alliance partner, the local party there, of course, the leading, the alliance partner. Meanwhile, in Meghalaya, this is where the best hopes as far as the TMC is concerned. In fact, the TMC, ladies and gentlemen, is hoping that it would be able to make big inroads as far as Meghalaya is concerned. But let's first give you some numbers. The numbers, in fact, for Meghalaya, this is the poll of the polls that you are seeing at this moment on your screens. Out of the 60 seats, the BJP and the majority mark is 31. NPP seems to be the single largest party with 20 seats that the NPP is expected to win. As far as the poll of polls are concerned, so far there are 3 news agencies which have conducted this poll. India Today, Times Now and Z Media. Those 3, in fact, news agencies suggest that the NPP is going to be the single largest party. And meanwhile, the BJP and NPP, which were in an alliance, in the last election, but fought the election separately, that, in fact, seems to be for the Bharatiya Janata Party. It won't be, the government will only be formed with both these alliance partners coming in together. Meanwhile, if you look at the graph of the Congress Party, which was 21 in the last assembly election, the Congress Party lost all its legislators to the TMC, and then some others went to other political parties. The Congress seems to be getting 6, down 15. Apart from that, the TMC is the party which is making some inroads, big inroads, as far as Meghalaya is concerned. But it's still far away as far as the majority is concerned. So the mean for the TMC, the average for the TMC is 11 seats, for the NPP 20, 17 to others. They might play a very, very important role as far as the elections are concerned. Meanwhile, the BJP and the Congress, 2 national parties, not getting much as far as both these states, at least Meghalaya, is concerned. So, Sarah, that is going to be a very, very interesting election and on second, the result to watch out for. But let's now talk about Tripura, the other big state where the Bharatiya Janata Party was in power. The BJP was hoping to make a comeback as far as Tripura is concerned. They had to change their chief minister just 6 months before the elections. And then, of course, the big factor of the left and Congress coming together. Arch rivals, the Congress and the left, have been at loggerheads for last 25 years in the state of Tripura. This time, coming together, and then the X factor of Tripura Mota. So what does the numbers suggest at this moment? So the poll of polls at least gives a majority to the Bharatiya Janata Party. 35 is what the poll of polls suggest. Out of the 3 polls, there is only one which is showing the BJP little less than the majority mark. Rest everybody taking it over the majority mark of 31 out of the 60 seats. So, the bad news for the Congress continues. 0, a not for the Congress party as far as Tripura is concerned. They're fighting only 13 seats in alliance with the left parties. The left parties are down from their performance. At least the poll of polls will show you that. But the big factor, Tripura Motha, though performing well, but in the end, the BJP may not need any help as far as Tripura is concerned. Nagaland, the third state, that poll of polls suggests that the Bharatiya Janata Party, along with its alliance partner, is coming back to par with a comfortable majority. In fact, they're increasing their vote share and the number of seats. The Congress getting a few seats there. The NPF is also expected to get a few seats, but a clear majority as far as the BJP alliance is concerned in the state of Nagaland.
Ankit, hold on. Let's just quickly go across to the big story coming out of Tripura, and we have the Deputy Chief Minister of Tripura, Jishnu Dev Verma, joining us. Mr. Verma, first and foremost, Tripura exit polls. Thank you so much for taking out the time to join us. I'm sure you've taken a look at these exit polls, and they're predicting a BJP comeback, actually a historic repeat of that historic win. Your reactions, how are you all feeling right now?
Is that a question to me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good evening. We have seen the exit polls and your poll of polls, and it shows that the BJP is coming to power on its own, and we are winning these elections on the strength of our work and the work we have done in the rural sector and the urban sector in the last 5 years, despite of the COVID pandemic, and people have reposed their faith once again in BJP and development.
So what I want to understand from you, as we keep saying that the exit polls come with a caution. As far as the Tripura, the state is concerned, important for the Bharatiya Janata Party, multiple rallies by the Prime Minister as well. There seems to be, at least in the tribal areas, a massive inroads that have been made by the Tripura Motha party. You may not need support, but if there is, because at least one exit poll, the Times now doesn't give you a clear majority. If there is a scenario where it is a hung assembly, are you open to an alliance with Pradyut Kishore Dev Burman, because you tried to get him in the fold even before the elections as well?
Let me tell you one thing, that we are going to come well over 40. And looking at exit polls, we don't decide alliances. We don't decide alliances looking at exit polls. And we'll be above 40. And second thing is that this is a very intriguing election where the left and the Congress tied up, and it was a non-starter from the beginning. And then came the Tripura Motha, which has a very limited appeal among the tribals, and they have made an inroad. It's nothing new. Earlier, CPM used to get about 19-20 seats of the ST constituencies. So this time, Tripura Motha has replaced them, that's all. And according to your alliance, because one channel has shown a little less, I think that is too early to say. Looking at exit polls, we can't decide on alliances.
But aren't you worried?
I am very, very sure.
Aren't you worried the BJP and the Prime Minister is making such a strong pitch? If you look at the larger picture for 2024, as far as the tribal vote is concerned, we saw the Prime Minister, in fact, specifically appealing to the tribal voters to vote for the BJP.
We have the first woman tribal
absolutely,
president
the president, this is something that the BJP has been talking about. Aren't you worried if you are not able to reach across, your policies are not able to, the message is not able to go across to the tribal voters of Tripura? Don't you see that it will have an impact nationally as well, as far as the tribal votes are concerned, sir?
See, the tribal voters, there is always a space for regional party in Tripura. There is a space for regional parties in Tripura, and a regional party in Tripura is not something very new. We have seen regional parties come and go by the dozens. They don't last because they are demand-based parties. How long this experiment will last, I don't know. Eventually, as far as I know, and my experience in politics, eventually everyone will come under the development umbrella, because the tribal areas require speedy development. They require more power in the ADC, and in our manifesto we have said that the ADC area should be more developed, more speedily developed, more power should be given to the 6 scheduled areas. So there's nothing left that we have not decided for the our indigenous people. And BJP always takes along everyone in the development. That's why the Prime Minister appeals to indigenous people to come and walk with us on the road to development. And he has inspired a lot of them.
All right, Mr. Verma, I just want to ask you, when you accepted graciously our congratulations based on these exit polls, you said the BJP is doing well on its own. So what happens to your alliance with the IPFT, which you've gone into the elections with them, but you definitely needed them in the past term to cushion you, to make sure we don't have any defections. What happens now?
Let me tell you that we never ditch our alliance partners. It doesn't matter how much influence or influence they have or what vote catching power they have. They are our alliance partners. We have given them 5 seats, and let us have a look at the outcome. And so after that we will decide. But they are with us, and future course of action will be decided after second.
Sir, I also wanted to very quickly, sir, just 2 quick questions. One, I wanted to ask you, do you think that Tripura Motha's entire campaign, very aggressive campaign for our greater Tripura land, it has somewhere, has an impact on the other voters, especially the Bengali-speaking voters, the counter-consolidation, that has helped the BJP to perform better in other, in fact, seats other than the tribal areas. Do you think that has worked in your favor?
See, we don't believe in the concept of polarization. And BJP, I have been with the BJP for a very long time, and we have not ever thought of building vote banks. We have always think that, votes should be given on the basis of the work the government does. And this is the first time in Tripura that the voters have seen that every minister gave his or her report card. The government gave the report card. All departments gave the report cards. This is the first time in Tripura that elections have been fought in such a transparent and such effective manner. So there is no question of they're polarizing and we are gaining for counter polarization. It is not that. The election results, as per the exit polls, are a clear reflection of the work that we have done in the last 5 years, despite of COVID, and the people's satisfaction with our work. That we have been able to do good work, and we have been able to make delivery to the last mile.
Okay, so if the exit poll turn out to be true on March 2nd, who's going to be the chief minister? Who's going to be your boss? Or are you going to be the boss and somebody else is going to be the deputy chief minister? Because the BJP has so far not announced who is going to be the chief minister of Tripura come March 2nd if the results hold.
If the BJP has not announced, how do you expect me to announce on NDTV?
I'm only expecting, what is your expectation, sir? I'm only hoping that you would be able to shed some light on what the party is thinking at this moment. Is Dr. Manik Saha going to continue as the chief minister?
The whole concept is that people don't understand the BJP. We work for the party and for a certain method of working and making last mile delivery. This is what we work for, not to become chief ministers or deputy chief ministers. All of us work together with one thing, single aim, that the party must win and win on our development achievements. And so it is inconsequential who becomes chief minister.
Thank you, Mr. Verma, for taking out the time. Enjoy your evening and soak in those exit poll results, and hopefully they don't change for you and your party on counting day. Thanks so much. Of course, that's the reaction, Ankit, we've heard so many times every election. But Ankit, I just want to quickly say, as we look at these exit poll results, we've been talking about how these are so important because they're setting the tone for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. But I want to just touch upon the one factor that we think really stands out about the Northeast, that hopefully this will also set the tone for all these assembly elections that are coming up this year, and of course the 2024 election. elections, and I'm talking about the voter turnout. Consistently, no break from the past. We've seen a fabulous voter turnout, 82% in Nagaland, 74% in Meghalaya.
And expect this to, in fact, grow up a bit, because the consolidation will happen, even in Tripura. The final numbers, they also add the numbers of the postal ballot. So you will see a slight, increment as far as these numbers are concerned, because these numbers are till 5 p.m. And usually in these states, there are a lot of people post 4 p.m. who are still inside the polling booth and casting their vote. So it will expect the numbers to go up as far as these numbers are concerned. That's a very, very healthy, and at least something that North India should also learn from the Northeast, the high voter turnout in those states.
All right, should we shift focus now, shift gears to the other big story? We want to touch upon that also. That is, of course, the fact that Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, will now be in CBI custody till the 4th of March for questioning. That on the orders of a Delhi court, a CBI court. He was arrested yesterday, that's on Sunday, in connection with alleged corruption in the now withdrawn liquor policy of Delhi, and is now going to be in the CBI headquarters, in the custody of the CBI for the next 4 days.
So this is a big blow as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, a huge blow to the party. The number 2 as far as the party is concerned, now in the CBI custody till 4th March. Very quickly, in fact, let's just tell our viewers what all happened today. The Aam Aadmi Party came out in huge numbers to protest, not only just in Delhi, but in other places as well. Key points as far as the alleged liquor scam is concerned: the CBI investigating the kickbacks to the tune of 30 crore rupees, and the draft note which was recovered from the computer of Mr. Sisodia, which shows the profit margin clause was changed from 5% to 12%. So all those points are being at this moment being investigated by the CBI. In fact, Manish Sisodia's lawyers tried to make a point. Mr. Dan Krishnan, who represented Manish Sisodia, also questioned the inability of the CBI, the grounds for remand. They said that there are no grounds for arrest, no grounds for remand. Their case, and I'm quoting him here, is that I did not confess. They expect me to answer the way they want. There cannot be self-incrimination. That is what the legal protection you get under the Indian law.
We have now joining us on left, right and centre, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, spokesperson, former MLA of the BJP, Abhinandita Mathur, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Aman Lekhi, senior advocate of the Supreme Court, former additional Solicitor General, and Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress. Perhaps we should start with the Congress, simply because we've now just gotten a reaction. We've seen a new fresh tweet from Jairam Ramesh of the Congress, and I think also Mr. Khadge, who has tweeted saying that the Congress is coming out in support of Manish Sisodia. Well, they actually haven't gone as far as to say that, because they haven't taken his name, but they have said that they agree, and repeatedly they have said so in the past, that the BJP continues to use central agencies to crack down on opposition leaders. It has taken a good 12 hours, ma'am, for the Congress to come up with this statement. And I ask this because it comes at 24 hours after the Congress again made a pitch for opposition unity to take on the BJP.
Look, as far as the liquor scam is concerned, it is the Congress party which had broken it. So talking about it in this manner would not really serve the purpose. But of course, we know that the Bharatiya Janata Party has always come up heavily on the opposition, because they want to suppress voices, and that is the way they work. So the fact is that if there has been a corruption, then that needs to be investigated. If you talk about the Aam Aadmi Party, they accused the Sheila Dikshit government of corruption, but were they able to prove anything? No. But when you talk about what is happening today in the country, it is surprising to see the manner in which the government goes after everybody. So it is selective targeting to destroy the opposition completely, and it wants just one party in this nation, which is not going to happen no matter how much they try.
Abhinandita Mathur, you've worked closely with Manish Sisodia in several capacities as well. how big a blow is Manish Sisodia getting arrested? He was handling 18 of the 33 portfolios in the government of Delhi. While you make a political pitch about him being targeted, but Mr. Sisodia, after Mr. Satyendra Jain, now the two pillars of the Delhi model have been demolished by the agencies.
Yes, I don't think I can deny at all that this is a big blow for us. In fact, it is a big blow for Delhi and its citizens. Mr. Sisodia is a very precious leader. He's a very, very special human being. He's a very kind person, and he's also a very able minister. So certainly this loss is going to be felt by us. But having said that, we also believe in him. We think that he's a strong person and he will come out clean.
Ma'am, though Ms. Mathur, I just want to ask you, the charges made by the CBI in court today, really about that draft policy, the change in the profit percentage from 2 or 5 to 12, there's really been no explanation, though, from the Aam Aadmi Party about responding to the CBI's charges, that there's no record of any conversation, any debate, any discussion as to how it went from 2 to 5. Can you add something on that?
Yes.
Shed some light on that?
Yeah, allow me to share our submissions to begin with. Look, we actually think that these are not, tenable enough grounds for arrest of Mr. Sisodia. Particularly if you look at, mostly we've spoken about this 5% to 12% hike. Now, in this case, it is the LG who approves the policy and then becomes the complainant. The note that was sent to the Honorable LG actually had this, this mark up from 5% to 12%. So certainly the LG was a part of that policy. The policy was also put in the public domain as it should be.
Fair enough, ma'am. That's
so
what the lawyers
I think that
pointed out in court, but it doesn't answer the question.
A fundamental thing here is that is what I'm saying. The fundamental thing here is that the basic grounds that have been, used to arrest Mr. Sisodia, according to us, are not tenable in law. Because, I'm repeating this, because the 5% to 12% was not done by only the elected government.
That wasn't the question in the first place, ma'am. The question was about, was there any discussion, as there is normally, about policy in governance? Because the CBI claims there's no record of this.
No. Well, imagine if a file has gone to the Honorable LG and the dynamic between the Delhi LG and the elected government, there's obviously some either back and forth or discussion. He wouldn't do something he didn't agree with.
Okay.
I think
Let me get in Mr. Sirsa on this. But the fact remains, ma'am, that those grounds, the similar grounds have been raised today in the court, which have not been accepted by the court, and that is why Mr. Sisodia has been given the 5-day custodial interrogation to the CBI. And the fact also remains, even if you make an argument that it was sent to LG and LG approved it, that doesn't absolve a minister from doing whatever he's doing. You can make a charge that LG should also be made party as far as this case investigation is concerned.
Which is what they're saying. Why aren't questions asked against the LG? Let's ask Mr. Sirsa to come in on that.
Yes, that's the question, Mr. Sirsa, that the Aam Aadmi Party is asking. If the LG approved it and the LG is an appointee by the central government, well, why aren't questions being asked of the former LG?
And the irony here, Mr. Sirsa, is the fact that this entire investigation was ordered by the LG, who the Aam Aadmi Party is saying is party to these decisions being made on this policy. In fact, not party. He has to sign off on it. So how can he be the complainant launching an investigation?
So it's a very interesting part of the debate. First of all, I must remind Ms. Mathur here that what is the main objection to this policy is that while this policy was drafted, there was no such clause that from 2% and from 5%, it will be statewide raised to 12%. Now, the important part of this is who will get this 12% commission? Are those people are in a bidding mode? Will they come for auction?
Appointed by the centre. Did the LG clear off this policy or not? And why didn't he?
Please, Mathur, Miss, let me complete it. And have you been talking from last 10, 12 minutes? Nobody objected to it.
I'm not interrupting you.
Please.
I'm not the one.
No, I am. Sarah Jacob. I'm asking you to stick to the... We're out of time, so I need you to actually just stick to the question. The question is, was the LG aware or not? You are asking these questions of the Aam Aadmi Party. Should these questions not be asked to the LG who is appointed by the centre?
No, that is the clear preview of the elected government to take a decision. If it is so, then why they were blaming that Sheila Dikshit is the culprit? Then it means that Lieutenant Governor has done wrong thing. Nothing was done by Sheila Dikshit. And why they are arresting, the vigilance of Punjab is arresting a foreign minister there because
sir, the Lieutenant Governor in that
But
case
Sirsa
was
Sahab,
not the
But
complainant.
here
Abhinandan,
But
but Sirsa Sahab, that's a very interesting
argument.
argument. You are saying that this is the purview of the elected government. Then sending
Yes, that's
teachers
right.
to Finland is also the purview of the elected government. Then why is the
That's
Lieutenant
true.
Governor coming in and stopping
no, but
that order?
Lieutenant Governor
So the
has never
LG
stopped
will
it.
choose.
Lieutenant Governor can ask for a clarification, but Lieutenant Governor cannot stop your decision. And same is here, he's asking for a
does
clarification.
all the
Some
time.
There are
clarification has to be
multiple
given.
decisions which have been overturned by the
Multiple
Lieutenant Governor.
decisions, yes.
If you want,
But
I can list them.
That he can ask for a clarification. But it is not that it is a preview of the elected government. What
So
they
the
want to
Lieutenant
do,
Governor
they are
decided not to
it
take
clear.
any clarification on this policy.
Reason being because the point from 2% to 5% was not part of a draft policy. If you have heard about what CBI told in the court, it was later amended. And how it was amended? It was amended with a power which the Chief Minister says that I have constituted a three-member committee, high-powered ministerial committee,
GOM, yes.
and they will take a decision. So it was without the consent of anybody. It was a mere decision of three ministers, which is Tendar Jain, Mr. Gehlot, Arvind Manish Sisodia.
Okay.
So for what was the reason for
Abhinandan Mathur, the fact remains that all these arguments now will be presented in front of the court. Neither you can give him a clean sheet nor the BJP can call him a convict till the time the court decides so.
That's
but the
true,
fact
that's true.
remains, ma'am, the fact remains that every time the question is asked of the Aam Aadmi Party on the liquor policy, the Aam Aadmi Party starts talking about Manish Sisodia, the great education reformer. Ma'am, this is just political optics, isn't it? He's not being questioned for his education policy. He's being questioned as the excise minister of Delhi.
Okay. One, I did not actually mention the education policy in this conversation. Other thing is that we must not lose sight of the fact that there is a larger political context in which all this is emerging, right? What we are seeing is, and why we call this selective vendetta, is because there are many allegations, and mind you, these are just allegations at the moment. There are many allegations on many politicians or many people, many officers and so on, or people. None of those allegations are pursued in the way that this particular case is being pursued. And again, I would like to repeat, it's so ironic that the person who signed off and who boasts of being the main administrator of Delhi becomes the complainant. This is a very unique situation. I am not denying that the investigation should happen and we will fully cooperate. The only thing that we are trying to highlight here is that BJP is conveniently attacking the Aam Aadmi Party over one thing or another. Their narrative doesn't stake. Now they're using ED and so on. And this is for everyone to see. I don't think that, anybody would lose sight of the fact that there is a very, tense political atmosphere in the country today.
All right, thank you so much to all our guests. Sir, I'm completely out of time. I'm sorry, I will have to wrap this up because we'll
continue the discussion in the next hour. But for now, we just need to take a break. We'll come back to you for more on this.